Hey Gaias and guys, let's activate your twin flame union with the aspect of the divine feminine energy. So we all know that the divine feminine is the mirror half of the divine masculine, and we have a perfect balance in the universe and within ourselves, our bodies, minds, spirits, our chakras, upper chakras and lower chakras are merged right at the heart, the balance of the twin flame energy, heaven and earth. It's all about balance, and where we've been struggling in our culture globally, especially right now, is activating our twin flame energy in the divine feminine aspect. A lot of us are barraged with the daily grind of what we need to do. Success takes money, time, and our noses to the grindstone. We're often very disconnected from our feminine energy. We're revving up our engines, pushing, going hard at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And that can put us into a headspin of constant thinking, being disconnected from our bodies, being disconnected from our wombs or haras, and being disconnected from our feminine life force. So whether you're a female or a male, we have the female energy, feminine creative energy in our sacral chakra area. This allows us to expand into our lives, to create thoughts, create things. And if our thoughts are overthinking and negative, and we're going, and we're not tapped into our divine thoughts of what truly matters, then we end up manifesting a life that's not full of pleasure, it's full of pressure. So if you've been under a lot of pressure lately and you have been even pressuring yourself, how do I find a partner? Where's my person? I don't know. There are no good men left, or there are no good people left. And this video is for you. I'm going to teach you how you can call in your twin flame love codes, your beloved, by taking pleasurable action. So here are 11 ways to increase your female creative energy. First is to prioritize self-care. So your morning practice, what do you start with? You jump out of bed and you check emails, or you just jump out of bed and you run to brush your teeth and you run to work. No, my sister. If you're not prioritizing self-care and pleasure starting in the morning and the first thing that you do, the rest of the day is going to mirror all of that stress. So even if it's just a 5-minute morning routine, do it. Start with at least the savors that Hal Elrod talks about in his Miracle Morning book, a book that I highly recommend you check out. It's called The Miracle Morning, because how we start a day, if it's a miracle energy, it will mirror our inner morning practice oracle. So start with self-care in the daytime, and then flood yourself with self-care as much as you can. Are you staying hydrated? Are you eating good food? Are you eating enough protein? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you taking those baths? We just moved into a house with a jacuzzi, and the first week I was like, oh, I'm going to do the bath, like next time. And then I realized, you know what? Next time is going to be like after I die if I at this pace. And so I just was like, screw it. I have to live every day like it's my last, a little bit, planning enough for the future. So we have some supply for the future, but hey, I deserve it. So I've been taking baths whenever I want. And oftentimes the first thought is, oh, I'll do it later. And instead I'm like, oh, whenever I think I'll do it later, I'm gonna actually do it now. So I set up a little self-care kit right by the bath. I put a little side table full of my favorite essential oils, incense, a reading pleasure book, things that just inspire me, a tuning fork. So have everything set up and ready to go. Because if you don't put self-care first, you're not going to do it. Number 2 is really a masculine aspect that's going to support the feminine, which is creating a routine. Create structures, routines. I have like 3 different apps that are supporting my pleasure, my self-care, including the Miracle Morning app, including a journaling app that I really love, including a workout app that my embodiment coach uses called True Coach, and some Oracle card apps, and my astrology Moon X app. So before I did this, I would only get around to doing things less frequently. But if it's in an app in my phone and it's part of my morning routine, like every morning I can either pull an Oracle card or I can pull an astrology reading. I do my 5 minutes of reading, or even sometimes just 1 minute of reading a self-care book. I'm writing every day in my journal, even if it's a minute, and even if I don't even do it with my fingers, I'm just transcribing with word to text. or what is it, text to speech? No, speech to text. Yeah. I'm still writing every day. I'm writing every day, and it's so healing. I'll literally have this routine. I have a routine every day where I brain dump in the morning. Like, today, I'm going to stay hydrated. It's going to be an amazing day. And I'm going to talk to so-and-so today. And that call is going to go so well. And then Jack and I are going to explore the town, and we're going to go get some amazing kombucha. Just write it down. That's part of my routine. The only way I've healed my body in such incredible ways, such as having 20 years of menstrual migraines and reducing those by somewhere between 80 to 40%, depending on the month, is because I was doing a daily routine with my coach. I did embodiment practices, and I still continue them every single morning except for Sundays. And if I didn't do that, I would say, well, mañana, tomorrow, right? So create a routine, structure. The feminine needs some serious structures, and most of us are very routine around work, getting that paycheck. Maybe some of us are neat freaks, so we have a routine around cleaning the kitchen, which is not as important about your twin flame path. Like, is this what you want this lifetime? Are you putting your money where your mouth is? Are you putting your routine, energy, your focus in the right place? Or are you putting more time into your kitchen? I'm serious, ladies. I see this all the time. You neat freaks out there need to clean up your auras and follow your pleasure. Get the sacral chakra. So, all right. So do those things that in your routine that really rev up your feminine energy. For me, a lot of it is embodiment, journaling, self-care, stuff like that. Dancing. I put on my calendar 2 times a week. I go dancing. It's just amazing what a dance can do. All right, let's go to the third way to increase your female creative energy. 3 is stay curious. Staying curious is a tool that sounds so out there, and yet it's so simple. When you're sitting in your garden, act as if you've never been in a garden before. Look around. This is the feminine energy. She is stillness. She is the energy of creative flow. Your eyes might wander to that butterfly over there, like I'm looking at, or maybe Buddha's toes, and just looking at the texture, and all of a sudden you get a download. Wow, that rough stone makes me want to retile the bathroom with stone. Or, oh my gosh, I'm feeling like this call to go to an ancient pyramid in Egypt. So literally just let yourself be curious and stay open to the downloads that you may get. Staying curious around people, asking questions. Questions is a feminine aspect. Talking and telling people about ourselves is more of a masculine aspect. So when you're hanging out with your person or your people, like, hey, what have you been up to? You mentioned that you did this event. How did you feel? What do you love about that? You said you've been doing this hobby. Like, what is it about this aspect of what you do that you love? What's your favorite? What makes you tick? Just like flood them with questions and really have your eyes open and listen with active listening. Notice their body language. Be that observer, like a little child that's seen something for the very first time. 4, surround yourself with positivity and creativity. Now, for me, creativity involves having friends who are creative, sharing inspired ideas. I love making fabrics into kimonos and pillows, and I love working with tailors who construct really cool custom-made pants and shirts and dresses, and maybe that's something that I can do more in Bali because there are tailors on every corner, and it's very cost effective to make your own clothes. But sometimes we can just get cookie cutter into wearing all black because it flatters us to look a little bit thinner, or we just put our hair into an updo and it's just out of our face. But like, maybe once a week, braid your hair, or put a feather in your hair, or paint your face. We're always trying to look like, if we are always trying to look like the woman in the magazine, and we're all trying to merge into this one boring archetype, then like, what's the point? So maybe play with color. Maybe get like blue mascara, or if you're feeling wild, wear a bright colored pair of shoes, or get a handbag once in a lifetime that's like a bizarre color that you never thought you would get, but it makes you really happy. Like, just don't care. But surrounding yourself with positivity and creativity is going to restore the sacral chakra. The female creative energy is stored in our second chakra, which is just 3 fingers below the belly button. Most of us are over programmed in school to kick out the creativity and to copy paste and to memorize and regurgitate. And it's very easy to get stuck in the zone of just trying to copy what everybody else is doing. And the twin flame codes are about creating your own universe together. So to become creative, it's a practice. Surrounding yourself with others who are creative will uplevel your creativity. Practicing mindfulness cleanses the mind so that you have clear downloads, so that you can easily and gracefully paint that brushstroke in the right place, so that you can easily place that music note where it's meant to go. So if you're going to do something creative, like creating a song for your beloved or your YouTube channel, or you are creating an invite on some software app to like invite your people over to have a party, you want to be really creative. So sit for a moment, sit for at least 1 minute and just be mindful. Notice how you feel in your body, do some breathing, whatever it is that gets you back in that Zen state. 6, stay inspired. A lot of times we can go through pleasure, creativity, dry spells. And I've been there because when I had my baby, all my creative life force went to her. And I also was not sleeping very well. So my creative energy was like flat. Staying inspired is what's going to keep it building. If we wait too long to do something that gets our creative energy, our inspiration going. So it could be just like watch a TED Talk or talk to someone who's inspiring and say like, hey, what have you been up to? Inspire me. Maybe you're inspired by Pinterest, by the colors. You want to design your bedroom in a cool way. Create a mood board of color and textures, or maybe you're inspired by nature. So go out and do those things that inspire you. Go for that long hike. 7, embrace imperfection. I know it can be really tricky for me. And even seeing my 3-year-old daughter will draw a picture of Minnie Mouse and it's amazing for a 3-year-old. And then she'll scribble on it and say, it's not good enough. Our inner perfectionist is a real thing. I believe it's epigenetic based on what I'm seeing with my daughter, that we can be very frustrated that things aren't so easy for us. But can you get out the finger paints and bliss out and just flow? Can you style yourself in an outfit and it looks ridiculous and just laugh and go like, okay, I'm being creative. It's not really working out, but can you smile? Can you play? Can you have fun? Pleasure requires our pleasure. So embrace the imperfection and you will be divinely perfectly guided into the next step. And oftentimes you'll have a bad choice in outfit and the next outfit that you try on is amazing, or you just have to break that threshold. For me, that's often happened. If I'm in a rut, in a dry spell, my creative flow is not coming, the best thing to do is just to do like a messy day of just being imperfect, making art that's butt ugly, just making mistakes everywhere and just like laughing at it. And then the next time you have a day of creative energy, your flow is just like, it's free. It's already purged the gunk, you've dumped it. Next, number 8, take risks. Taking risks, going overseas to a country we don't know, embracing our creative energy requires us to break out of our box. So to break out of our box, it can be uncomfortable. You might be inspired to create a talk or a video or do something at work that people might not initially like. And you might even be like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can do it. But if you don't take the risk, you will never know if you could do it. And by taking the risk, you definitely have less to lose than you have so much more to gain. So take those risks, especially if you are somebody that has been living your life for your parents or for other people or trying to please a person and it hasn't worked out and you've been depressed and unhappy or unfulfilled. Take those risks. Number 9 is collaborate. Work with other creative people. Get together in a goddess circle and do a sewing project or a craft day or bake a cake together. That is so much fun. It'll rev up your female creative energy as a group and individually as well. Number 10, stay organized. Have your craft kit organized. I'm organizing a closet full of fabrics because fabrics and colors just really inspire me and I don't know what I'm going to do next with it, but just draping the fabrics on my body, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. So stay organized with your chaos. And number 11 is take breaks. Like if you are feeling like your creative flow isn't happening, if you have writer's block, or if you are feeling like you're forcing it, just lay there, chill out, take a day off, give it up, and you'll come back to it with more inspiration. Healing the sacral chakra is so important, and pleasure is not meant to be a distraction from our work, but it is a tool that will enhance our creativity and productivity. A lot of us have been persecuted in our past lives to believe that pleasure is the root of all evil. It's a sin. Mary Magdalene was a whore. Sexuality is bad. And ultimately, I believe that pleasure is the gateway to creativity, and creativity is the gateway to solving the world's problems. Because if we just keep doing the same thing over and over again, and we're using too much logic, we're losing the divine insight, the creative spark, the field of infinite possibilities. So create, enjoy, be productive, connect with your twin flame, have amazing tantric, orgasmic sex and intimacy. And thank you for joining me in this video. Follow, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Namaste, namaste.